Hey, what's up guys, TotalWarKS here. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys the top 10 mods for the latest patch version of 1.1.3. Keep in mind that you should always make a new save before you try any of these mods, just in case anything breaks. With that said, let's jump right in. Starting off at number 1, Bandit Militias. This mod basically turns normal bandits in the campaign map into a more elite group of bandits, increasing their party size, making them stronger, have higher troop quality as time goes on. They will continue to expand and grow, as well as having a hero to lead their party. And these will spawn from just simple looters or any sort of bandit units. And over time, as the bandit groups grow bigger, this is exactly what they will turn into here. We see 3 here on the map. So this is like both a positive and a negative if you think about it. The positive is that there will be a lot more bandit groups around the map for you to farm to level up your troops so that you're able to make more money, gain more experience, but at the same time it is also more dangerous, especially when your clan level is not that high and you're on the starting stage of your campaign. This can be a lot more difficult for you, as you will be constantly facing against these bandits who would have same amount of troops as you have and probably have better quality troops, and you have to deal with them constantly. Coming in at number 2 would be enter castle/town with horse. So the first thing we will need to do is to make sure we do have a horse in the civilian outfit setting. Even with this on, sometimes when we enter castle or cities, we are not necessarily going to be guaranteed with a horse. Instead, sometimes we are on foot. But with this mod, every time we take a walk around the town center, we're guaranteed to have a horse. So this will save you a lot of time from whatever you need to do within the city. You know, most people go inside the city to get a workshop, so you don't need to spend an extra 5 to 10 minutes just trying to walk to a workshop. Coming in at number 3, the Europe 1100, which is a total overhaul mod, unlike the other ones on the list. So this will consist of the European map mod, which is actually a separate mod that you will need to have in order to play this mod. So it obviously includes majority of Europe during the medieval time, parts of North Africa, and Middle East as well. So there are plenty of factions to choose from like Kingdom of Scotland, Kingdom of England, Kingdom of Ireland, France, the Holy Roman Empire, etc. So there's a bunch for everybody to enjoy, and the map itself is also actually very detailed and looks really nice. It actually looks even better than the vanilla campaign map. The villages, cities, and castles are not crazily far apart, and they're fairly close to each other, so you're not gonna have any problem like traveling halfway across the map just to raid one single village. In the encyclopedia, we can also see that each faction has its own unique set of unit tree, which will be completely different than in vanilla. For Scotland, you have the Scottish Levy, which then goes into either a pikeman or Highlander, and then veteran pikeman or veteran Highlander. There is not much beyond tier 3 for most of the units. I'm not sure if that's intended or just to keep things simple. So each faction has its own unique set of troop tree. Yeah, so I think this is definitely a mod that you should 100% try out. Really something a little bit different from vanilla campaign experience. Coming in at number 4 is Full Invasion 3. Similar to Warband's Nord Invasion, this is pretty much the exact same. Instead, it will be in Bannerlord. So this is basically a multiplayer co-op game mode with a bunch of other players, where you're then going to survive against hordes and hordes of incoming enemy AIs. You can also select any type of class you want and select various types of weapon. In a way, this is almost like an MMORPG game where you are trying to level up a single character. You can slowly grind your character's level, increase their mastery, their skill level. This is one of those mods that you will probably end up sinking hundreds and hundreds of hours in, like I have with the older version in Warband that I used to play quite a long time ago. Now keep in mind that your progress in the game is only within that one match. So at the moment, the progress does not translate if you leave the game or once the match is over. So each time you log into a new game, unfortunately, you will have to start over from level 1. And when you die in game, you will have to wait for the next reinforcement to respawn back in to get another shot at killing the enemy horde. So during the actual game, you can also resupply or heal up at the nearby camps, like one of these right here. You can immediately resupply here if you ever run out of ammunition. There are arrow barrels as well as a cauldron where you can take to immediately recover to the maximum HP. So you're able to stay in the fight for longer without dying, having to respawn in the next reinforcement wave. This is a great game mode to play if you ever get bored of the single player experience and want to enjoy multiplayer without the actual need of, fighting other actual players, where you can just have a chill time fighting against the enemy AIs. Coming in at number 5 is the InstantDeath mod. If you are in battle and your health reaches 0, your character will instantly die, meaning that if you don't have an heir, that will be at the end of your game. Now I just died here and I'm gonna exit this. And as you can see, on the 17th day of autumn 1084, my character name died in battle, and this would be the end of the campaign as I don't have an heir. So this could be fun for those who's looking for a very, very hardcore experience where if you die, your game is pretty much going to be over unless you have other family members. It's definitely not for those who would look for a rather casual experience. Coming in at number 6 is the mod trait info. So if you ever go into encyclopedia, or if you just go to your character menu and you hover over your traits. So example here, I have Daring, Valor 1, and you can see exactly the XP point that I need for the next level. This will be the same for any other traits that you currently have, so you know how far off you are from leveling up or how close you are to the ranking. For example, if I decide to raid a village, as you can see on the bottom left of the screen, it will say minus 150 honor, minus 150 mercy, so that you're able to know exactly every action that you're doing that affects what kind of traits you will obtain later on. So this is good for anyone who's actually into role-playing quite a bit and cares about their character traits. Number 7, click nearby tournaments. So for anyone who's interested into making a lot of money with tournaments specifically, especially during the early game, as it's a great source of income, all you gotta do now is head over to a city, go to the arena, and you can simply check for the nearby tournaments with one click of a button instead of having to go and speak to the guy directly, which will save you a lot of time. So we can see the 2 nearest one. Coming in at number 8 is the realistic weather mod. So this mod adds in various of weathers like rain, fog, or dust storm, depending on the terrain we're at. And every time we start a battle, there is a small chance that we're able to encounter these weather elements. I personally quite like it as it adds in that extra bit of immersiveness to the gameplay. Within the mod options, you're also able to customize it to however you like. So if you think a certain effect is too high, you can also customize the chances of it happening. So if you really like having rain, then you can increase that by, I don't know, 50%, however you like. Fog, and there's also dust storm, depending on what terrain you're at. Coming in at number 9, serve as soldier. So this mod, like the name suggests, allows you to serve as a soldier in a Lord's party. So if you speak to them, here you're able to enter their army as a foot soldier, and then basically you'll be stuck inside the party pretty much throughout the whole time. If you enter a new faction, you will start off as a tier 1 infantry unit. You're also able to choose a particular set of gear and weaponry for the unit that you currently are, and obviously as you level up, as you get more kills, gain more experience within the party, you're then able to become a higher tier unit. But this mod can be quite boring, especially when there is no war happening, there's nothing much going on. If everywhere is just at peace, then you're just sitting in the party, not really doing much, though you are gaining a small amount of wage, which is kind of like pennies. Once you are engaged with the enemies, you do have the option to wait in reserve, or if you want to betray your current party, then you can also defect to the other side as long as the enemy is a lord serving a kingdom. Keep in mind that you don't actually need to use the equipment they give you. You can put in your own equipment, so you can switch out the crappy tier 1 unit equipment and use your own equipment instead. Coming in at number 10, train troops with leadership and level. So like the name suggests, the higher your leadership and your level is, the more XP you will give to your parties. So at the end of each day, there will be a notification on the bottom left of the screen showing you how much you have trained the party for the day, and this will vary obviously with your leadership level as well as your level. So if you are the same level as your troops, then your troops will get no XP at all. So this is going to be a really good way to level up all your recruits, especially if you're very, very high level. This will save you a lot of time training up your troops, allowing you to get back into a fight fairly quickly during a war. So there are a few extra more mods that I'm still currently using, such as the improved garrison, which helps with managing our settlement with extra options like training, recruitment, and having guards and whatnot. Dismemberment Plus, I'm still using that as well. Just adding that little bit of extra flavor into the game, allowing you to dismember your enemies, make it a little bit more fun and intense. And then lastly, ZuberX Legacy, which includes a bunch of other mods, including Bank of Claradia, Cut Through Everyone, Deadly Combat, Deadly Horse Charge, Friendly Fire, Honest Work, Scholars of Claradia, Shoulder Camera, Training Field. So a bunch of nice little small mods combined into one single bundle. And I'm still currently using some of those, and obviously you can go into the configuration to turn off or disable any of these that you don't like. That's it for the top 10 mods for the latest patch version 1.1.3. Leave a comment down below and let everyone know what you think of these mods. Are you currently using any of these mods, or do you have any other mods that you think should make the list? If you found the video helpful, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more future Bannerlord content. As always, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.